Guess what? I'm in New Orleans. I'm at a huge math conference that I'll tell you all about in another video. It's still under construction. But in the meantime, I want to share some of my first day highlights with you. New Orleans is famous for its French Quarter, so that's where I headed as soon as I had free time. Lots to look at, including palm trees. I got distracted for a long time looking at the neatest car park thing. The strangest things fascinate me. I stared at the Mississippi River for a long time too. I was thinking of a discussion with my prof about how knowing something and knowing the name of that same something can affect you. I was looking at a river, a lovely flowing river, not covered in ice. And then I realized I was looking at the Mississippi River, and instantly all sorts of associations came to mind, like Mark Twain. It changes how you look at that something when it has a name and you make associations with it. I also found Bourbon Street, which wasn't nearly as exciting as I'd hoped, way too touristy. On my way there, I even saw a bull riding thing. It made me think that maybe I was back in redneck Alberta. I've spent every spare minute that I could outside. It's so beautiful and warm and sunny. It's almost painful to go inside the huge convention hall, and if it wasn't for math, I'm not sure that I could have. And my hotel has a rooftop outdoor pool, so yeah. This is the name of the street that my hotel is on. I call it Chipotle because I don't know how to pronounce it. And after my walk through the French Quarter, I had a late dinner here in the hotel restaurant, and it's where I got to meet George. He works in a restaurant, and when he took my order, I noticed that his notepad had a bunch of writing on the back of it. And I forced myself to go against my instincts and ask him about it, because that's really hard for me to do, is talk to random strangers. It turns out that just before I had got to the restaurant, he had had the urge to write down a few random thoughts. I was intrigued. I asked him if he'd read it out loud for me, and he did. And then he was also willing to let me videotape them.
I noticed that on the back of his pad, I don't know if you can see it there, he had some writing, and I asked him to read it out loud to me.
My name's George. I'm a server here, and just something that was kind of writing in my head, that I had in my head. Sometimes I wonder what defines a man. Is it by his looks, his independent actions, his mind, and how he processes things? I've been wondering for a while now. And there's a lot of things I've been wondering, but is it worth finding out? Sometimes I think and say, well, yeah.
And then you ended there?
Yeah.
It's a work in progress?
It's a work in progress.
What made you bring the thought of what defines a man into your mind today? Something?
Just watching people go from the streets, just walking while they're walking, just watching them, watching their reactions, what they say, stuff like that.
Do you write often? Like, do you often stop?
Never. I have never ever written something like this, ever.
Really? And then it's just the day that I happen to catch it? And
Exactly.
Oh, that is too amazing. That is really good. I am really glad I got to meet you, George. This was a great opportunity for me, and I'm so glad it happened on the day that you wrote something, and I recommend that you keep writing all the time.
Thank you.
Just like the other times when I got to interview people, we spent a long time talking together, and I got to hear more of his story, and I think we're both better people for it, and he brought me a free dessert. Thanks, George. To end, I want to share some of Dana's texts that she sent to me when she found out I was coming here. She's so funny. So this is what she has to say. I kind of have to read from it. Keep in mind that New Orleans is not the capital of Louisiana. Baton Rouge is. You never know when someone might engage you in a random duel of state capital trivia knowledge. Good to be prepared. Might as well learn the other 49 capitals while you're at it. I'm sure you know half of them already. Burn. That's Dana. Thanks for watching.